And there was a bombshell on Friday, and so Scott Larese, out of nowhere, retires. And this was just a bombshell that hit Friday night, well, Friday morning actually. So, you guys, what do you think about this? This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's very surprising. I don't think anybody expected it to come out and for him to retire so soon in his career. He's been there for a really long time, and what do you think, Katie?
It's definitely interesting. I wonder if it had anything to do with some things that have happened this week at the Osprey sewage plant.
Now, see, and that's the question, and there's some question as to whether there's correlation to this, because Megan, at the city council meeting, brought up the point of the problems at the Osprey plant, and the city council members themselves didn't know about it, right? And so then on Friday, Larese resigns. Is there a correlation here?
It's just very odd timing. It is. There's a lot of coincidental things happening, and it's just interesting timing, like you said. All this stuff is coming out about that sewage plant. I think a lot of people have always known that something's been going on at that plant, but this was just confirmation, and thankfully there was finally one council member who really decided to look into it and investigate it further and start asking questions and asked to tour it and is very interested in the issues, because in order to make decisions at that city, you have to know what's going on. And so there were complaints that evening that she had invited the city manager, Scott Larese, to the sewage plant to tour it with her, and he did not. He was the one out of a few people that did not refuse to come.
I wonder why.
He claimed it was because of mold in the building.
Okay, so that's even worse.
Right.
You know that there's mold there. You won't go there, but you let the employees go there every single day.
Right. It's horrible.
And so either way, something happened and he decided to take off. I mean, is he jumping off a sinking ship here? Because there's also information that is coming out now about financial problems in the city, and that there people are calling for an audit, right? Is he jumping off a sinking ship?
Well, from where I'm looking, yes. The ship has already been sinking. He's barely getting off it.
It's already taking on water.
Right, it's already taking on water.
So what do you think, what's going to happen here? There's 60 days for the city to be able to find a replacement. And so there's a lot of rumors. Some people have reported that Chief Lau is going to run. I mean, and I'm hearing that and I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
No.
This guy is more tainted than my soup in my refrigerator that's been there for 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I know it's just a rumor. It's a rumor that does not make sense. Why would he, of all people, become the city manager? Why would they choose him of all people? It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It just seems like just a rumor that's kind of being thrown out there because people are wondering. I don't know. I don't even know how he became a candidate.
How is he even the police chief? It's a question to me. But his name was thrown out there, and so you think they're just throwing to see whatever sticks to the wall?
I don't know. I mean, it's very possible that it's a discussion happening behind City Hall doors. It's a possibility, but I don't know why.
But why would he even be a consideration? It's just unless you're living.
He doesn't even live in the city, so I don't even know how he could become city manager. Right now he's been trying to retire himself. He wants to go hang out with Scott Larese on the
Maybe
boat.
they could both retire.
Yeah.
The city will be made better because of it, and they can go hang out together. But this is kind of like Hazard County. You have Boss Hogg and Roscoe P. Coltrane. Hopefully we don't have that. So now there's who's going to replace Larese. So we have the Abate, Frank Abate's brother. Will it be him?
Oh.
He's the assistant city manager, right?
Yeah, he is. And it's interesting that they're related. I mean, we see what his brother's done on the county level. You got a lot of firefighters that aren't happy with him. So if that's any indication of what this assistant manager could do as a city manager, I don't know. It's kind of... I think a lot of people are calling for somebody who's not already embedded in the city. That's what we've been reading all throughout online. There's been dozens of citizens talking about this, and they don't want somebody that's already been embedded. But there is one candidate some people have brought up, Kevin Cook, who currently runs, the water utilities. And
now you like him. You think that he's a fair guy.
I personally do. I've always commended him. He took on a big mess in the water department from the previous director, and it was night and day when he took over. He was very open to communication. He immediately picks up the phone and calls.
Imagine that.
Yes, exactly.
So a politician or a city worker that actually responds to the people.
Yes. And that's it's really important. I mean, obviously you have other factors in there, experience and transparency, but that communication makes the world a difference, and that goes hand in hand with transparency, wouldn't you say?
For sure. I would love to see a nationwide search, honestly, because I really feel like we need to get some new talent into Brevard County as far as our government goes here, because it seems like there's just so much, I hate to say it, but nepotism.
Oh, it's off the charts.
And so I would really love
Somebody
to see
from the
somebody,
outside of this
exactly,
system that
right,
has not
fresh
been tainted
ideas.
by this system.
Right.
But here's the problem: is you have the Judas Four, who's going to play a big role. And I talk about Connors and Stokel and Jolynn Nelson and Cole. They're going to play a big role in who the next city manager is going to be. I'm not holding out hope that they're going to choose somebody that's not someone that's going to not fit into their system, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's also discussions of, even Mayor Connors has put it out there in his videos that he's considering just getting rid of a city manager ran city altogether and just making it a mayor-focused city where, the mayor acts as a CEO.
It's the city council, according to the charter, from what I've read, they can do that, right? They can vote to put that on a referendum and take it to the city. I think it's a 3-2 vote. They can do that, if I'm not mistaken. And I honestly agree with Connors on this, because again, the problem is when you have a city manager form of government, it further removes the person running the city away from the people. Whereas when you have a council-driven or a mayoral-driven city council, that you have people who are directly accountable to the people. Would you think that would be correct or no?
Yeah, but what I'm hearing from the citizens, I've asked around, what do you guys think of this? It could be better for a representation for you all. And they're concerned. But I think they're concerned because there's a lot of controversy surrounding the current mayor and the election interference and things like that. And so they're like, well, we don't want him. Yeah.
But it's the system. The system is bigger than the person, right? And it doesn't mean that he's going to always be there. But the system is bigger than the person. The way that the system is set up, and I was talking to someone this week, and they were saying that this managerial system was set up in the 50s all across the country. And I think and you look across Brevard County, it's not good for this county. You have unelected bureaucrats who are making crucial decisions for the county and for the cities. And you could see it all throughout this county. It's been problems. So you would think that would probably be a better alternative.
Well, you'd surely be saving some money, that's for sure. He was getting paid over $19,000 a month. Really put that in perspective. I have to always...
There had to have been something serious for him to leave $19,000 a month. You don't just walk away from $19,000 a month.
And he's retiring, so he'll probably be getting that, cushy pension when he leaves. He's not getting fired. There's city managers across this county getting fired lately. Palm Bay, Cape Canaveral.
Well, maybe he felt like it was coming down its way to Titusville, although I don't see it with the Judas Four being on the council. So do you think that there's going to be more resignations coming as a result of this?
That'll be interesting.
I think it just really all depends.
Yeah.
Really.
Depends on what?
It just depends on, who, if they decide to replace the city manager, who they replace it with, their next steps. And I think that's why it's important for the community to be very involved and outspoken in this process. Because, if you have people that are actually representing the citizens and doing their research, like the one council member that's doing right now, I think more will come out, and then that's when you'll see resignations. I do believe that this goes deeper. There's veins to this issue.
Well, Larese is kind of like a football coach. He was the city administrator, so he had his team in. Presumably, then all of these people that were there were people that he put in place. So if he's out of the way, are there more resignations because now they are vulnerable? Some of the people that are in position?
It probably depends on what's exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the question, and hopefully there's a lot coming down the pike. This is going to be the year of exposure in 2025, and there's a lot coming down the pike, and so we'll keep an eye on that. and hopefully we'll actually be able to get a good city manager in place that actually has concern for you, the people of Titusville.